Doechii and her last project. I think it's Alligator Bites Never Hill. Reason that we're kind of revisiting this one that came out in 2024 towards the end, I don't know the exact time, sometimes around probably like the fall to winter, is that she won Best Rap Album of the Year for the Grammys, which is very surprising. It was very surprising when she got nominated because obviously it did not do very well commercially, but critically it was getting a lot of praise. People were talking about it. I mean, she's one of those artists that she's an artist when it comes down to it. When it comes to visuals, to her delivery, to her flow, to her music choices. Like, she's very different than kind of what we were getting from the typical female rapper out there today. So like, it was very interesting to see her get a nomination, one that I didn't necessarily see coming. But when she did get the nomination, I was not too surprised that she won, because the fact that she was even nominated in the first place really kind of pointed to the fact that people are really appreciating her for her artistry and artistic aspect of what she's doing compared to whatever else was else there being nominated and pushed from that year. So saying all that, we never actually got around to reacting to it. I did, have it on my list of short albums and the projects that I want to react to, but never go around to listening to it. But it's something that obviously, because it won, we have to check it out. We have to see what the hype is about. We have to see if it's really deserving of Best Rap Album of the Year. So without further ado, let's kind of just hop right into it. Like I said, Doechii Alligator Bites Never Heal. Best Rap Album of the Year for 2024 from the Grammys, which is a huge shock and surprise to a lot of people. But seeing as it also came from TDE, not that big of a surprise actually overall. So it came on August 30th, 2024. And, I'm sure the numbers have gone up substantially since that kind of win, since her performance, since everything. And I'm interested to see if this is truly living up to the hype of what, an award like that alludes to. So without further ado, let's go right to it. Track number 1, Stanka Poo. Let's go. That's my conjunction. Is that kind of a flip of Schoolhouse Rock? Conjunction, junction was my function. That's what it definitely sounded like, a low-key lyrical flip of Schoolhouse Rock. And if that is what is in fact doing, hey, props to her for that, because that's dope. That's a dope flip, and she definitely gets all these kind of cultural hits from this. I mean, look, one thing you have to give props to is TDE, especially TDE, is their ability to find like these niche underground artists that happen to be rappers, but have artists at the forefront when it comes to the visuals, when it comes to, concepts, when it comes to actual lyrical ability, when it comes to actually just making music that kind of stands the test of time. It is far from just that one hit type of wonder, quick for the clubs type of music that you would kind of see from a lot of these newer artists getting signed, and they kind of stick to their guns. Like, this did not sell well. Like, this is a album that actually, I wouldn't say flop, because she's a new artist. She didn't really have a ton of buzz outside of being signed to TDE, which is also, Kendrick's former label. But like, the fact that they stick to their guns and keep pushing her regardless of pretty much how sales do, that's literally how you build an artist. Like, they are sticking to the tried and true formula of how to build an actual artist. Numbers be damned, commercial success be damned at first. Like, we're not chasing hits, we're chasing artistry and music, and like letting artists like this, like a new artist, kind of like do what she wants to do, and like backing her with the full like force and embrace of a label as they were supposed to be and like meant to be, and letting it kind of do what it's doing, and then still getting the reward on the back end from the Grammys, from the performances, from like the recognition around the industry. Props to them, because you don't see labels doing that much these days. And like, I think that their ability to do that and ability to take those risks and like stand by these artists which is why they continue to pump out like people like SZA, people like Kendrick Lamar, people like J-Rock, people like that maybe not crossing over to necessarily superstar status outside of like Kendrick, SZA, but like definitely crossing over to star status and actually building successful, considerable careers that can go on for many years. And just from that, like, I cannot think of a better label for her to join than TDE, straight up. Let's keep this going. I mean, that was a cool little intro again. Smooth production, very simple, very laid back. She had some dope little lyricism, dope little bars, but basically just an intro. Let's go track number 2, Bullfrog. Like I really struggle to find like a direct comparison for who she is as an artist because she has so many different styles and variations and like ability to switch things up. But if I was going to say a female artist, like kind of in the hip hop genre that kind of reminds me the most of is Missy Elliott, is kind of her flow, is kind of a similar type of delivery. Obviously, she doesn't have the crazy out of this world Timbaland production to back everything up, but flow, delivery, visuals, like the ability to kind of like translate her music into like these very cinematic, very eye-catching pieces, whether it's performances or videos, that would be kind of the strongest kind of comparison. She doesn't have the super fun hits as of yet right now that I would consider to be like on that level, but for me, that'd probably be the kind of the closest comparison. And like this is like a low-key synthy Timbaland kind of style beat, but not obviously on quite that same level. Yeah, I mean bars. Like she's a rapper first and foremost. She's a rapper. She has the ability to obviously do different styles, songs, and whatever. But like she is a rapper at her heart. Like she likes to spit. She has bars. She has lyricism. She has that at the core of who she is, which is very opposite of what we are getting from a lot of like the female artists out there in hip hop these days. There are obviously some exceptions out there, but for the most part, they're going for the club. They're going for the fun turn up type music. But she ain't playing games. She's here to rap. Let's keep this going. Track number 3, Boiled Peanuts. Like that beat is so nasty. It's like super 90s golden era kind of rap, kind of boom bap, which I was not expecting to kind of hear from here on there. But this feels like some Wu-Tang East Coast type shit that you would hear from the 90s. And this is nasty. This beat is nasty. Again, super nasty, kind of East Coast boom bap type beat. She's just spitting. She's just delivering on the bars on the hip hop side of things, which is, refreshing to hear in this day and age that bars and rapping still matters first and foremost. And if that is at your core, you can have a long kind of career. Kendrick kind of reinforced it as well from this past year. But again, bars matter. Lyricism still matters. And people still appreciate it, despite what they try to tell you in the mainstream. And it's dope to see her kind of pushing that. Super simple kind of song, but like cool. Like this definitely feels more like a mixtape kind of teaser, which she also kind of mentioned when she was talking about like so surprised that my mixtape won. But yeah, feeling it so far. Definitely feeling it. Let's go track number 4, Denial's a River. Okay, yeah, this is the one that is getting a lot of buzz. It's got a lot of attention. Not just for the fact that it is a kind of storytelling, almost like 90s Fresh Prince type of kind of feel and storytelling kind of vibe to it, but the fact that visually she absolutely killed this. I've seen the music video. I've seen her performances that she did on like, I think it was either Kimmel or Late Night with Colbert, one of those where she absolutely murdered it from front to back. And like, this is kind of the one that really, I think, solidified this album and its position from this year and getting the nomination is because the run that she did with this song. And again, that's where labels come into play so much, because any other label, I don't think this is necessarily a song or a single that they would push as hard as TDE did, but they believed in this one so much and they believed in the vision that she had for this one so much that, yeah, they got behind it. And look what it did for her. Look what it did for her. Labels need to take note. I mean, again, like if you love hip hop, if you love the essence of hip hop, if you grew up listening to 90s rap like a lot of us did, if you grew up listening to like these type of beats and production, like this is such a refreshing thing to hear and see in 2025, when a time when you weren't really sure what the direction of hip hop was going to be. It was going to continue on this almost alternative R&B emo kind of route that we've been getting, or we're going to get back to the bars. And like there has definitely been a certain push and redirection back to having fun and back to spitting. And like, to see this song kind of get that recognition and love and appreciation, not only in hip hop, but just amongst the music industry and music fans in general, was super dope to see, because this is something that's been missing from the game for a long time. So Again, not really surprised to see it get the love that it did because the song is super dope. The production is crazy and it's so 90s, and like the storytelling and everything, it just feels so cinematic and like puts you right in the situation of what she's trying to deliver. I mean, again, being able to like kind of flip these different voices and personas and have it all flow in like this very cohesive way while still delivering a story that is almost as visual as it is audio is like a absolute skill and talent that very few artists out there have. And the fact that she is still so kind of young in the game and is already approaching songs like this has me excited to see the future and where she can actually go, because some of my favorite female artists like Missy Elliott, like I said, like Leo, like other people like that, I have this ability to tap into the side that guys just can't, and deliver these songs that guys just can't, and like deliver this fresh perspective and approach to the game that is very, very much needed and missing. And like the fact that she's going all in and the fact that TD is going in all in on this, like I'm very, very excited. And like the fact that she got an award, a Grammy from this, hopefully it kind of proves to other people that yes, you can still have success doing the music that you want to do and doing hip hop at its core. So I'm here for this one. Fire, absolutely fire. Classic kind of feel, and it's seems to be like a very concerted effort to kind of deliver that aspect of hip hop and to really kind of bring that back to the forefront, not only in her music, just in the scene in general. And like it, from everything that we've heard from these first 4 tracks, it seems to be like that's kind of the direction that she's wanting to go, at least for this project, and like really show that like hip hop is still here to stay. And I'm for it. She clearly loved and grew up on like classic 90s hip hop, and it's showing through all the way. Let's keep going. Track number 5, Catfish. I mean, again, she's clearly influenced by 90s hip hop, golden era, whatever you want to say. Like she's clearly influenced from that time period. Like this is what inspired her, at least on this project wholly, because even though Woosaw, all these kind of ad-libs is very reminiscent of like Busta Rhymes, very reminiscent of like other artists from that time period. Like it's very much 90s coded. And as somebody who grew up in the 90s, I'm here for it. Hold up. God damn. Bruh. She just spazzed right there. Run that back. She just spazzed. Log them off the web and all these gangsters giving actress. Yeah. God damn. Log them off the web and all the gangsters giving actress. Like y'all out here, you know, keyboard gangsters. Like get off the internet and see who they really is. Jeez. Production mean, tough as hell, bars is fire, lyricism, delivery on point. Like she got attitude, she got the composure, she got the presentation, like she got everything that she needs to like really be a major star and mainstay in this game, like straight up, especially when like hip hop and lyricism, bars is at the core of what she's doing as an artist. Everything else she does on top of this, whether it's gonna be R&B, whether it's gonna be like the more dance records, or it's gonna be like other things that she taps into, is just gonna be gravy on top of this, like because she can always tap back into this that a lot of female artists cannot. And when you can have this much varied kind of delivery and varied subject matter and varied ability to like deliver songs, yeah, she on one. She good. She definitely good. And TDE might really have like their next star for sure. Let's keep this going. Track number 6, Skip. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Like she's nice already. She's this nice already. Like it normally takes artists a lot of years, i.e. Kendrick Lamar, to kind of tap into like these different vocals, these different inflections, like, and she's got this already in her bag. This is clearly in her wheelhouse and seems very comfortable doing this. And like, I don't really like vocal changes too much from like rappers and artists because it's never really done that well. But from her, this shit's fire. Like this shit's on point, and like she's got a bag that is extremely deep. And like I'm impressed. Like this song is fire. Like that guitar or whatever sample, whatever that they're using in this kind of production, it's just filthy. Another banger. Like Skip is a banger. Production was crazy. I love the vibe and feel of everything. I love her vocal inflections and different ways that she's using her voice and vocal changes. Her flow was absolutely immaculate on this one. Like, yeah, this is a fire song, and like it really showing off like how nice she really is. Just keep going. Track number 7, Hide and Seek. And then she's able to tap into like, I won't say neo soul, but this very kind of vibey alternative R&B, alternative soul kind of vibe and lane that you would get from like a Janae Aiko or a 070 Shake or somebody like that. Like he's able to tap into that lane as well and deliver these crazy vibes and feels. Like this is just a song that is just a vibe from front to back. Like she's not just spitting bars, she's not doing this, but like she's showing off her versatility and like showing that she can also go into other directions and other bags. And like she's nice. She definitely nice. Yeah, she can get into those kind of spacey, soulful vibes and bags too. She can do it all right now. She can definitely do it all. He's going to track number 8, Bloom. I mean, look, these last 2 tracks have basically been like glorified interludes, which I'm all for because I think the interlude and like that whole kind of bag of like albums that were such a key part of albums back in the day has been kind of a lost art form. And seeing as she seems to be such a student of music in the game and industry and like how to create a whole project from front to back, which seems what she's trying to do here, I'm not really surprised to kind of like bring that back. Interludes are an underrated part of music projects and albums that like really break things up and deliver different vibes that you would necessarily get from an entire song. And she tapped into that kind of neo soul spacey vibe that, you know, we got in the last one. But like I'm for an interlude if it's done right, and I think that she did it right. I don't know if we needed necessarily 2 in a row. Maybe she could have combined these into one song where there was like a switch up halfway through. But like I'm a fan of concept albums. I'm a fan of like trying to deliver art for the sake of art, not necessarily for the sake of playlisting and the sake of streaming. Like these things get lost in streaming, but like I'd love to see it being still implemented in albums from an artist like her. Period. Let's keep this going. Track number 9, Wait. I mean, I know I said like a closest kind of comparison for me was like Missy Elliott early on, especially when it comes to like the more hip hop side of things, and necessarily like her delivery and flow and the way that she kind of raps. But she also has like a almost Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu type bag where she can tap into like this very soulful neo soul, like vibey kind of sense and music and like delivery and like still deliver that. And like her versatility is off the charts, like completely off the charts. And like, if you were to play this song and then play like one of her last songs, you'd be like, oh, wait, this is the same artist. Yes, this is the same artist. Like her bag is extremely deep and like she got it just showing off now. Like she definitely showing off, and she's showing off a talent and a skill that I think is going to have around for a long time. Straight up. Like she's so good at like this kind of soulful vibe in music and singing that I could see her doing an entire project of just that and being just as successful as she is with the rapping. But when you combine it with her ability to also rap and deliver like these much harder hitting songs, it's like she is a triple, quadruple, 5 times threat, or however you want to say it. Like she's got everything in her bag, and like this sounds just as good as some of the best rap songs that I've heard from. And then it sounds as good as some of the best kind of neo indie soul songs that I've heard from like other artists who strictly are in that lane. She's nice. She's nice. There's really no other way around it. She's just nice. Go track number 10, Death Row. Whatever synth, piano, whatever that is in the background of this production is absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't know if that is a piano, if that is a synth. I don't know what that is. But whatever that is being looped throughout this and like putting the backing kind of finishing touch to this production is absolutely disgusting. And I'm here for it. And then the drums are crazy. Like that mix of this production is filled. I gotta run that back. She's on a crazy little run right there. Crazy little run. And she's bodying this. Oh, fast, fast. She bodied this shit. She bodied it. Her delivery. It's one of the best deliveries that I've heard from like a female artist in quite a while. Like, yes, female rap is, you know, at an all-time high these days, but like delivery ain't always on point and as smooth as this. And she got crazy flow. Spaz. Spaz. Death Row's crazy. Production was absolutely disgusting. Whatever synth piano, whatever that was in the backing was just disgusting. Add on top like that very hard hitting kind of drums, and then like add on top of that like her smooth ass flow and delivery, which she absolutely bodied this track. Yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks of this whole project so far. Death Row is absolutely crazy. Let's keep this going. Track number 11, Profit.
Bruh.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah. Why is she spazzing right now? Why is she spazzing so hard on this goddamn track? Like, I thought she spazzed on the last one, but she's absolutely just came in crazy on this one. And like her ability to flow and like deliver lines in a way, in a manner that you can vividly picture everything that she's saying in this very cinematic way is next level. She's nice. I gotta run that back. My label hates the way I'm going. Oh, if that's true, is she still going with it? Like, yo, respect her, because I have a hard time thinking that TDE ain't supporting everything that she's doing. Yeah, they might not agree with some of the direction. They still put her out. They still put her out, but she definitely did try to say, label ain't supporting me. I still stick to the plan. Definitely talking to shit and they're definitely going crazy. Like, she didn't have to go spaz as crazy as she did on that song, but she did. And like I said, like, she's letting it be known, like, yo, I can rap with anybody. Like, I'm one of those rappers. I'm nice. Like, I'm truly nice. And she is truly, truly, truly nice. She spazzed on that. Honestly, as more and more I listen to this project and listen to it, like, she really also reminds me of like a Russ. Kind of on the same kind of trajectory. Russ isn't necessarily the biggest artist out there, but he has a very, very, very strong and committed following. He's able to deliver like R&B. He's able to deliver like these more soulful things. He's able to deliver on these very emotional level while still delivering like these very hard hitting hip hop rap songs. And like, she also is kind of in that lane, especially on this album. And like, I think she has the potential to be even bigger than somebody like that. But like, even if she ends up with a career like a Russ, that ain't bad, because he still be out there selling out arenas and shit and like traveling all over the world, and people love his songs. Like right now, that's also kind of like the feelings that I'm getting from like this one, or even like a Doja Cat. I think that she has the potential to reach the level of a Doja Cat, who can do pretty much everything in every which way in terms of music, whether it's pop, whether it's soulful stuff, whether it's just straight up hip hop. Like, she delivers on that level, and I think that she is also able to continue. And like, if she's able to continue on this kind of trajectory that she's on, I can definitely see her hitting those same kind of highs. Keep this going. Track number 12, Boom Bap. Little throwback and shout out to Kendrick Lamar on that, when he was like get Top on the phone. It kind of became a line pretty much used throughout all the TDE, because Top Dog is obviously the president, CEO, whatever you want to say, of the label, the guy who found, I don't want to say found those people that made this all possible for all the people who have signed to TDE. And like, get Top on the phone is definitely a very iconic line. So it's dope to see her kind of like alluding to that and like referencing that as well. And like, this is just her having fun, like straight up, like she just should be having like a good ass time. And like, it always comes through in music, whether an artist really loves and enjoys what they're doing. And like, she seems to be having the time of her goddamn life on this album, and like, it comes through and it hits. Keeps going. Track number 13, Nissan Altima, which I also believe was her lead single for this project. And it was. This is definitely lead single. We actually did react to this one of our videos when it first came out earlier this year, and it was a banger then, and I'm sure it's still a banger now. I mean, the production, that beat is absolutely disgusting and filthy, and like, it definitely brings those vibes of, you know, late 90s, early 2000s kind of house music and Vogue music and just kind of dance music in general, which, you know, you see artists like Teyana Taylor or Azealia Banks really tapping into. And this is the first song that like I really kind of like was like, oh, she got like a lot of shit to her. Like she's got a ton of versatility and she can go in so many different ways. And like this really reminded me like an Azealia Banks who, you know, fumbled the bag on her career, but like if somebody could tap into that energy once again, it would be Doechii. And if she can able to like consistently kind of tap into this, like I would be here for it because this song is an absolute flame. I mean, the way she dropped into that like verse, the way she just like spazzed on that verse right there was absolutely insane. Like when you compare her again to, obviously you don't really have to, but like she's going to be compared to other female artists and rappers out there. Yes, there are other females and artists who can rap. Like Glorilla is one of my favorite artists out there. I think Meg Thee Stallion also got some bars, but like her ability and flow and delivery and way to switch things up and just artistry in general, I think is kind of untouched right now in the whole game, and especially in that kind of lane of female rap. Like I think that she can do things that just other artists out like her cannot do, even guys. And like the way she just dropped into the shit and just skated along the track would have Tony Hawk jealous. Like that she just passed. That drop in was crazy. I'm about to run that back. Fast. Like I said, when we first reacted to it, I was like, this shit is absolutely fire. And I was like, damn, I didn't know she necessarily had this in her bag or she was able to tap into this at the level that she did. But like, she's filthy. She's disgusting. And if she could take up the mantle that Azealia Banks sorely left in the way that she was able to tap into like this house, this kind of electronics and the ball culture on top of like delivering like these hard hitting raps, and just feels like, oh man, that would be kind of a dream for me because I was such a huge fan of like, you know, Ice Princess and all things from that kind of era. And she definitely got the ability. She kind of continues to tap into that, but if she can bring in like the ball culture world, the hip hop world, the soul world, and bring them all together, her fan base is going to be insane. Insane. Let's keep just going. Track number 14, GTFO. I mean, again, her production, like one thing about TDE and every artist that they kind of like tap into and like bring into the label and bring into the fold is they give them, I don't know if this is strictly from the label or whatever, or they just have an ear for what is fire, but the production that comes out of the artist that signed to TDE is always like next level. It's super layered, super dense, super nasty. Like this is just a nasty beat. Whatever synth that is that's going on and kind of like repeating itself just brings this filth, this nastiness to the song that it's almost indescribable. And like it seems to be a theme with TDE when it comes from Schoolboy Q, when it comes from J Rock, when it comes from Absol, when it comes from like, you know, formerly Kendrick Lamar. Like their production within that label needs to be studied because it's always on point. And like this shit is ugh. That's all I can say. Ugh. Production is disgusting. Song was absolutely filthy. Like they both absolutely murdered this one. And like I just get so nostalgic kind of listening to her music. It brings me back to like early 2000s kind of hip hop. And like if you were around that time period, like it's very hard not to hear kind of like that Bay Area kind of influence on this. Like I can definitely hear like a Krayshana or a Lil Debbie on a type of production or beat like this, or anybody else from kind of from the era. Like she just gets it. She gets the culture, she gets hip hop, and she knows what the essence is, and like she's delivering on the highest levels, and like she's bringing it to this kind of newer generation, which I am all for. Like she's on one. She's on one. This is an absolutely disgusting album. Keeps going. Track number 15, huh? This is like, yo, this is a crazy vibe. I wasn't really sure what direction this kind of song was going, but this is an absolutely crazy vibe right now. Again, when I feel nostalgic, and I say I feel nostalgic from like the early 2000s and late 90s, like this is kind of what I'm getting. Like this is 2000s, early 2010s kind of vibes and songs and production and like just feel overall of hip hop that you just don't get nowadays in music. And like she's delivering. She is straight up delivering. This song is a goddamn vibe, and I don't really know what else to say. Like Jesus. Let me run that back because this song. I love this song. I love this song for her. I love the song on this project specifically because it is so different than her more rapidy rap. I got bars, I got lyricism, I can spit, like whatever. This is just her vibing out, having a good time. And it's one of those songs that's just such a feel good, vibey song that you can love, but you can't necessarily explain why you love. It just hits a certain nerve kind of frequency that resonates on a different level than what you would get from any of the songs on here that you just can't necessarily explain. It just feels right. This song just feels right. And it's a vibe. And if you heard this at night out of the club, like this can go. Like I haven't heard many songs of this project outside like Nissan Altima that I can think could go in a club. But this is one that could definitely get played in the club and the radio. And it's just one of those songs that you just can't explain why, but it just hits. It just hits. Vibes. Let's keep this going, man. Track number 16, slide. And then again, she showed this before. I think her biggest song to date was pretty much an R&B kind of poppy number. And this is her again, tapping fully into that kind of R&B side of like what she can do. And like she's delivering. Like this is as good as most R&B out there that you'll hear these days. And like she is just as versatile and as good as, you know, anybody out there. And like she's also showing I can do this too. And I can do this at an extremely high level. Fire song. I forget the name of the one that she did with Kodak Black. I want to say it was the one that she had with Kodak Black. That was like her biggest hit, kind of to date, crossover mainstream hit that I didn't even know it was her until I heard it. It was What It Is. Yeah, that was also kind of an R&B type song that I was like kind of blown away by and like showed that like her bag is extremely deep. And this is another one. I don't think it's going to be quite as big as that one, but it's still showing that, yeah, I got another lane. I got another kind of gear I can tap into. And like, I think if she kind of delivered more on these kind of aspects, but clearly like this project is more for like her rap dance. Like this was her to rap and get some shit off her chest. But I think as her career goes on, she will slide into these other kind of avenues and sounds and genres on a more frequent basis. And I'm all for it because if this is the level that we're getting from her on these different avenues, I'm here for it because she's nice. She's got the ability as well as almost anybody out there. And like, they got one. TD definitely got one with her. Like it's insane their ability to find like artists and develop them into like stars. At some point, people gonna have to really look into where they rank amongst like all time kind of independent hip hop labels because they're quickly approaching one of those GOAT statuses. Just keep us going. Track number 17, Fireflies. I mean, it's definitely like still tapping into like kind of spacey, synthy, kind of soulful vibe that we were getting on some of her earlier tracks. Obviously, she's rapping a little bit more than she did on those other ones. It's not necessarily a standout for me. I don't really know if this was necessarily needed in terms of like the lineup of this already pretty lengthy project. But again, it's just kind of her showing different variations and levels and iterations of what she's kind of capable of musically. And it seems to be kind of what she's trying to prove. Like I said, it's another one of those songs that kind of shows her tapping into like this more soulful, spacey, synthy kind of side, like alternative R&B soul side that we've heard from her on this project before, but I don't necessarily think it adds any new layers to this. Probably like one of my kind of least favorite songs so far in here, not necessarily understanding why this needed placement, but again, it seems to be her kind of like stretching her wings and really showing off that like she's so much more than a rapper, and she's clearly got that ability, and I would never kind of hold that against artists for wanting to do that. But yeah, not my favorite one off air. Let's keep going. Track number 18, Beverly Hills. You too broke to be too so argumentative is crazy line. This is cool. Like I like this. Like it's kind of like soulful, vibey, but she's still kind of spitting and really like kind of rapping on this one. And like she's really saying some shit. Like it's very kind of almost Lauryn Hill-esque to me. And you know, again, I've mentioned this many times throughout this project, but it just shows an absolutely insane kind of versatility and ability to kind of tap into different lanes and just different kind of musical iterations of what she is and what she is capable of. And like, I'm here for this. Like she got this. She got this in her bag easily. And like, this one is dope. This is definitely a vibe. Like her flow is really super special. Like I've said that already, but like her flow is truly special. And I think that is what's going to like elevate her to another level. Like as nice as, you know, some artists are out there and like can rap and whatever, like her flow is on another level, especially when it comes to like female rappers. I think that that is what's going to be a big differentiator for her, because she's able to flow on pretty much any sound, any style, any type of song, and like deliver all these different variations of delivery and voice and vocals. And like she just has the artistry aspect of rapping down to an absolute T. And I think that like the sky is pretty much the limit for where she kind of goes in her career. I mean, a vibe. The production was super nice. The guitars and the whole kind of strumming was perfect complement to like kind of the backing production. Her flow matched perfectly. She's got the ability to switch between rapping and singing and like kind of half melodic rapping, like with at ease and at will seemingly. And like her ability to fit on pretty much any song is like an absolute asset. And like it's going to what's really stands out to me from her at this kind of moment in her career. And yeah, this is a vibe. Beverly Hills is a vibe. It's definitely one of my songs that I could definitely see myself going back to. It's just a vibe overall. Let's go to the last track, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Like some of the instrumentation on these tracks on this album is just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely goddamn gorgeous. Whatever guitar, harp, whatever strings that she's got going on here, just like almost feels like magical. And then you add on top of that like this vocal thing that she's about to start getting into, and like it just takes her to another level. I mean, it's basically like a glorified kind of interlude / outro, but like it's a vibe. I mean, it's a vibe. The production is gorgeous. The guitars, the strings, just the rhythm that it breaks is just it's a vibe. It's immaculate. Like it's one of those that puts you into a specific mind state and mood immediately. And it just kind of, it reiterates, stamps who she is, which is an artist, capital A artist. Yes, she raps. Yes, she can sing, but like she's not strictly a rapper. She's not strictly a singer. Like she is an artist when it comes to visuals, when it comes to delivery, when it comes to flow, when it comes to songwriting, when it comes to production, when it comes just the overall aesthetics to everything that she does. Like she's one of those. She's definitely one of those. She's special. She's definitely special. And I can definitely see why this was kind of nominated and so beloved by critics, because it just shows how versatile, how exceptional she is as an artist, a true artist in hip hop. And like, I don't necessarily know if I agree that it should have won album of the year, especially in the rap category. I think Metro Boomin and The Weeknd's album was pretty much almost flawless and like no skips at all. And obviously the impact that had was immeasurable. But I can also see why this one did get as much love as it is. Like this is as close as I know this gets thrown around a lot, but kind of like Lauryn Hill, like she's the next Lauryn Hill. Like if she can sing and she can rap, she's Lauryn Hill. But like honestly, she's like a more soulful kind of neo soul-esque Lauryn Hill to me than anybody that I've heard in recent times. But you take a little Azalea Banks, you take a little Missy Elliott, you take a little Lauryn Hill, you take even a little Doja Cat, and you get like this whole package of somebody who's great in pretty much every area. And like this project is fire. Like it's fire. It's easily one of the best kind of projects from the year. And like I can definitely see why it got as much love as it is. And like it's dope to see that even though it didn't sell commercially, it's getting kind of critical love, and it's even getting more commercial love because of what she did on that stage, and because of what she did, you know, in terms of winning a Grammy, and because of what she did whenever she got a chance to appear on like a TV show or a music video or whatever. Like she's definitely one of those. And like I can see her career kind of reaching some extreme heights. And I think that TDE found another one. It has that TDE polish. It has that TDE finish. Like it has that thoughtfulness, that attention to detail that comes from every pretty much TDE project and artist. And like, she's special. She is extremely special. And I'm very excited to see kind of where she kind of goes from here, because she can go in pretty much almost any direction that she wants in music. It's pretty insane, the amount of talent and skill and ability that she has, and to see her getting this love is much deserved. And like, this is an absolutely fire project that I think is rightfully getting the love that it should. What's ironic and funny though is that a lot of people in hip hop and like whatever are like kind of hating on it a little bit because it is so different than what other female artists are out there doing. But these are the same people that were also complaining that there's too much sexuality, it's too much just twerking, it's too much just club music, it's too much just kind of bullshit throwaway music coming from like kind of that wave of hip hop. But like when somebody who's truly like delivering hip hop at its core essence, like it's like, oh, but it didn't do well, it didn't do commercial, it didn't sell, it's not enough club, it's not a, but like you can't have it both ways. It's either you want hip hop to kind of come back around to the forefront, to the core of what it was and what it's always been, or we're going to continue down this commercialization path that is clearly not leading to a good result for a lot of people in the industry. But like between Kendrick Lamar, between, between a few other projects, it is happy to see and noted that real hip hop still lives, real hip hop still matters. And like, hopefully this is a catalyst for other artists out there to see that they can be true to who they are and who they want to be, and like still deliver fire music that people will kind of gravitate to, so that you don't just necessarily need an instant hit or an instant viral hit or a TikTok single or whatever. Like you can just make music that matters. And like, this is one that she's clearly making music that matters to her. And like, I think that as more and more people kind of, organically find her and gravitate towards her, the sky is the fucking limit. And like, TDE quickly becoming one of the best hip hop labels of all time, and I stand by that. But yeah, that's it for Doechii Alligator Bites Never Heal. Let us know what you think about kind of this album. What do you think about Grammy win? What do you think about kind of the response to it? What do you think about what this means for TDE? What do you think this means for her in her career? Like what do you want to see her go in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. And like, thank you guys for joining us for the stream and listening, and whenever you are watching this and listening to this as later on. But we'll be back. We're back. We'll definitely be back, I think, tomorrow with another stream. So keep living life fearless. Peace.